see if I even remember how to do this. It's July 25th, 2023. It's July 25th, 2023, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxel, filling in for Allie and Babs. The CDC is warning of a triple-demic this winter. Triple-demic. And with their recent history, why would you not believe them? They claim the U.S. population will be at risk of an unhealthy combination of flu, COVID, and a new season of Vanderpump Rules. Elon Musk is changing the logo of Twitter to just an X, which is a variation of his original design, which he said wasn't aerodynamic enough. That is an X, right? The company's new slogan, if you're looking for racists and conspiracy theorists, then X marks the spot. It's so hot in Arizona. How hot is it? I'm so glad you asked. It's so hot in Arizona that doctors are treating people who have serious burns from falling onto a sidewalk. Republicans who don't believe in climate change quickly responded by proposing to ban sidewalks. A 13-year-old kid in Texas attempted to escape an abduction by holding up a sign in the car that said, "Help me." Unfortunately, the kid was not rescued because it's Texas and no one can read. Can't get to New York to see a Sketchworks show? No problem. We have an all-new Sketchworks show in Atlanta. Sketchin' 9 to 5, August 12th, 18th, and 19th at 8 p.m. at Frat Pack's The Warehouse in Scottdale, which is near Avondale Estates, which is near Decatur. Tickets can be found at sketchworkscomedy.com. That is sketchworkscomedy.com. And that's what I call a gratuitous plug. I guess the editor doesn't know I'm back yet. Writer-director Paul Schrader, who turned 77 this past Saturday, just like me, has been active in Hollywood since the 1970s, recently writing and directing the critically acclaimed film Master Gardener. Last week, he stated he saw a film he proclaimed the best, most important film of the century. For his birthday wish, Schrader is encouraging everyone to run out and see the new film Barbie. That's right! This weekend was officially labeled as Barbenheimer Weekend, which is connecting two movie titles together to create buzz. Now, this technique was tried back in 1993 with Schindler's List and Free Willy, but people quickly discovered that Schindler's Willy was a German homoerotic film, and the name was quickly discarded. Speaking of made-up terms, Kenergy is a new term that describes the characteristics of Ken from the Barbie franchise. These characteristics include willingness to take on a supportive role, embracing one's feminine side, and the inability to grow nipples.
I'm Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Tim Allard with an exclusive undercover investigation on how the other half lives. Look at this. Cran nut mix. Welch's Fruit Snacks, Stacy's Pita Thins. What rich person could live here in a fancy place like this? I can only imagine.
How did you get my house, Tim?
Front door.
Oh.
For Sketchworks NewsBrake, I'm Tim Allard.
Thank you, Tim. I knew I should have had a crawl space put in. Leon Black, the billionaire private equity investor, agreed to pay $62.5 million to avoid a lawsuit from the U.S. Virgin Islands over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. In related news, the U.S. Virgin Islands is trying to save face by changing their name to the U.S. Age of Consent Islands. OK Magazine shared the headline that NYU professor Scott Galloway has made a bold prediction about Donald Trump. They clearly missed an opportunity to say he's made a bald prediction. Made A bald prediction. All right, my apologies for that. I know it was bad. I said he instead of they when I do not know what Galloway's declared pronouns are. We promise to do better. Or not. A boy who was castrated to become a girl and has since detransitioned is now trying to warn the public about gender-affirming care. The boy said he wished he had the courage to speak up sooner, but he just didn't have the balls. And Vape the Musical is coming to New York City, baby! Our award-winning and court-winning parody of Grease is hitting the Big Apple August 24th, 25th, and 26th at the People's Improv Theater, The Pit. Tickets to see Vape the Musical in New York can be found at a link which is too long for me to say, so instead, go to sketchworkscomedy.com and follow the link from the picture there. Get your tickets today! And speaking of gratuitous plugs, we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we are currently 75.2% of the way there, which I am sure means something. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do us a solid and click that button below, and we'll do you a liquid in return. A school bus driver in Australia kicked off 18 children and abandoned them 6 miles from their destination, which is alarming, but not as alarming as how quickly the kids turned to cannibalism. In cocaine news, border security in Texas found 18 pounds of coke hidden in a cheese wheel, while scientists are seeing evidence that sharks have been consuming bales of cocaine dumped by smugglers off the coast of Florida. And the Secret Service still has no idea who brought cocaine into the Biden White House. And that is your weekly bump of cocaine news. Manhattan model Ambeline Khan claims that her ex-boyfriend came home one evening and threatened to stab her with a sword, thus revealing the dark side of dating a Ninja Turtle. A jury in Florida awarded $800,000 to a young girl who got serious burns from a chicken McNugget. Could have been much worse for the girl. She could have eaten at Arby's. Hoboken, New Jersey changed its liquor laws so bars can start serving alcohol at 5 a.m. for the Women's World Cup games. In conjunction, the city is hosting its first Walk of Shame 5K later this summer. And that's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxel. Say hi to your mom for me. Almost forgot to move back to the middle because of taking 2 weeks off.
I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.